Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Before Coffee, your new show that you'd never asked for. Time to call Roger so we can get the show on the road. One of these times I'll actually have it open, so I'll be ready to actually call him. Here we go. Let's start calling new. Calling 5 minutes late. Put that on the timer. But we should be fine. Should be okay. Not sure. Hello.
Hello? Can't hear you.
Can you not hear me? What?
It might be loud now. I'm just charging it. Go ahead, time went fast.
You're telling me. I'm in the future.
There you go.
Is it loud? Alright, gang. Alright, gang, play me. Alright.
I noticed in yesterday's episode you were so close to the camera that you lost your forehead.
Awesome. You're missing nothing. It's just the forehead. All right, a little slower this morning.
Yeah, me too. I'm a bit late. So.
I can only see myself. What the heck is that?
That's me. That's me. See, look. If you can see me now.
No, it's my other phone. I don't see you. I hear you, I don't see you. So.
You don't see me.
Doesn't matter if I can see you as long as you can see me.
I can see you.
Okay, as long as you can record. I don't know, it'll fix itself. I don't really have to see you. I know what you look like.
Oh, right.
I do have to pee though, so you're gonna have to wait. Too much light?
No, you're fine. Just too close, really. You're just too close is what I would say.
I was more worried about you hearing me than anything.
I can hear you.
I'm too close. Okay, I'm not too close now, am I?
Yes, but I guess you can get farther away.
I can get farther away, but you're not gonna hear me. I gotta yell. I'm always worried about the sound. Okay, well, you can hear me. Okay.
Today's news. Today's news in the Netherlands. A Dutch team saves 4 people in Turkey 9 days after the earthquake. Action Day 0555 now raised 28.6 million for the earthquake as well.
In U.S. news, Senator Diane Feinstein will not be seeking re-election. She's the longest serving women senator in history. She's 89.
In business, there's uncertainty surrounded around the new nitrogen policy and how reducing nitrogen. There's worry about it reducing business.
Oh, because people will have to go raise costs by cutting pollution. Is that what they're worried about?
I don't know. I have to read the article. This is just the headline.
Worried about the story, right?
I thought we'd do the headlines first.
I got two images of myself now. Okay. All right. Well, in other news in U.S. and U.S. news and other U.S. news, lost my page. Yay! There goes my page. Had a story. Had a story. You might have to get another story. Da, 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 da. You might need another story because there's nothing going on here.
For my other, I guess a third story, a fourth story even.
Hazardous spill closes Tucson interstate, forces evacuation. There you go. Another hazardous spill. Yours.
And finally, a match. I don't know which one of these is I even care about. Let's go to. If I don't care, you have to go. I go to the media.
I can do sports.
Indian tax authorities raid BBC offices to take down a Indian documentary as the possible reason, which has been recently banned.
The documentary's been banned?
Yeah.
That's crazy. And in sports, the Milwaukee Bucks beat Boston Celtics in overtime, but it was kind of an anticlimactic game because Boston played a bunch of backups.
Everything and more available coming up on Before Coffee. All right, in my first news story today, we're of course talking about the terrible earthquake that affected both Syria and Turkey, but there's still positive news to go around, as it's been reported by NOS News that a Dutch rescue team was managed to pull 4 earthquake victims alive from the rubble in Turkey 9 days after the earthquake, which is incredibly impressive, especially mentioning yesterday they were talking about how it was almost improbable any more survivors would be found in the rubble. The rescued people include a father, a son, and then who were tracked down by 2 rescue dogs. Additionally, another one open here. Because of a certain, I'm trying to think of the word now.
Rescue dog.
Aid organizations like Giro 555, the Netherlands has helped raise upwards of 28.6 million euros for the Turkey and Syria earthquake disaster. The cabinet is also making 10 million euros available for aid earthquake victims in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
And
yeah, that's
which comes up to additional 20. Sorry.
Rescue workers. That's not an easy thing, and there's hard work, no pay. I can't imagine they get paid much or at all. So basically, you just get fed and you just go right back to searching. Get 10 minutes of sleep, go back to searching. I'm not sure the dogs don't get a lot of rest either.
Yeah, that's true. And even I posted a link to Giro 555 on my Twitter early last week when the earthquake happened. No idea if anybody clicked it because I don't really have a lot of followers on Twitter, but that's really the best I can do myself. I don't have any money.
Okay, in U.S. news, Diane Feinstein has decided at the age of 89 this is going to be her last term. Her term is ending in 2025, and she is 89 years old. And I looked up oldest living senators, and I don't even think she's the oldest one, which is at 89. Do they actually have them? I don't have them current. But her seat is already got 2 competitors, and in California, they typically don't even have a Republican run in the general election. They have a ranked system of voting. You vote who you like in the primary, and the top 2 are in a runoff. And recently, it's been in California. They have 2 superstars basically running for the seat. Adam Schiff, who was a impeachment manager from the House of Representatives, running. Adam Schiff, everybody knows him. Donald Trump name checks him all the time. And Katie Porter, who's probably the best person in Congress right now. So they got a really good Senate race shaping up in California in 2024. We're going to see who's going to finish 1, who's going to finish 2, and those 2 will probably be in a runoff at the end. Your turn.
Yeah, really exciting political news from the U.S. In business news in Europe, the business community is sounding the alarm on the House of Representatives in the business climate. They're getting worried that organizations that are educating about the nitrogen effect is deteriorating, causing uncertainty on how important it is to reduce nitrogen. According to them, the Netherlands is still high on the list about business climate for companies, but the future doesn't looks less rosy, and it does not attract investors to talk about how to, limit nitrogen production when people are also dealing with housing shortage and among other things. Due to this uncertain nitrogen policies, companies do not know whether they are allowed to build or invest. So basically, the business climate is good, but there are hairline cracks appearing in the foundation here and there, says Mustafa Amhauk of the CDA. He wants reevaluation of the Dutch manufacturing industry and that the government pursues a more proactive industrial policy with an eye for various regions. According to VVD MP Pim van Steen, we are at the tipping point. We are still at the top, but the business climate is under pressure. Because of the economic hold in the EU, it's hard to really push foreign parties to opt into manufacturing in the Netherlands because of inflation and other risks to economic growth. And for you?
In transportation news, a deadly crash of a commercial tanker truck caused hazardous material to leak onto Interstate 10 outside Tucson on Tuesday, shutting down Key Highway through Arizona and forcing evacuations through the end of accident. Same word. Residents within a half a mile were ordered to leave, and those within 1 mile were told to shelter in place for several hours after liquid nitric acid was determined to be leaking from a tanker. The Arizona Department of Public Safety said. Of course, this is Interstate 10 in Arizona, not a heavily populated area. Go ahead.
Yeah, but how does it say anywhere about how it can spread to? Is it possible that it could spread to any heavy populated region?
No, this seems like a very local spill, very contained. It's nitric acid used to make ammonium nitrate for fertilizer to manufacture plastic dyes. It's going to readily disperse into the atmosphere. It's a fertilizer. What's it going to do? Make shit grow?
Well, actually, you could cause eutrophication and then kill all of the animal life in the water.
As I say,
it's very dangerous because it makes things grow. It makes things grow so much that you get overabundance of plants and everything in the water will die because they can't find the sun, right? And then what happens when a bunch of things die? You get waste in the water, which causes the pollution of the water. So
I probably said it was lightly populated, but it was Tucson, Arizona. It's just that once you get out of Tucson, Arizona, it's desert forever. So 1.6 kilometers is not a big area to evacuate. That's what I was saying. It's just not a heavily, dispersed. It was one truck. It wasn't like that train in Ohio.
Yeah. In media news, the Indian Revenue Service has raided the BBC offices in India in search of a critical documentary about Prime Minister Modi, which was banned by the Indian government. They've searched offices in New Delhi and Mumbai, confiscated telephones and other documents on business activities for the BBC in the Indian branch. Modi's party, the Bharatiya Janata Party, that says the raids were lawful and their timing has nothing to do with the government. India is a country that gives every organization a chance, a spokesperson for the party told. As long as you don't spit poison.
Yeah, don't be spitting poison.
The BBC documentary by Prime Minister Modi recently led to tensions between the Indian government and the broadcaster. In India, the Modi question, the current Prime Minister is held directly responsible for the religious riots in Gujarat in 2002, where he held head of government at the time. The government in India spoke of propaganda that lacks objectivity and citing a 2021 tech law banning citizens from sharing the documentary online. Still, it didn't stop people from watching the documentary. The ban sparked a wave of criticism from opposition parties and rights groups who labeled it an attack on press freedom. According to human rights groups, freedom of the press has continued to decline under Modi. Since taking office in 2014, India has dropped 10 places in the World Press Freedom Index to 150th place out of a total of 180 countries. Media, international rights organizations, and foreign charities are regular scrutinized by Indian tax authorities. In 2021, the tax authorities raided a newspaper and television channel that had been critical of how the Indian government has handled the corona pandemic. The government spoke of harassment.
Yeah. Getting rid of freedom of press, are we? Okay. That's what they're trying to do in this country, too. They're trying to do it. The rich people are trying to tell us how to think. Is that it?
You can continue with your...
Sports! On Valentine's Day, Drew Holiday scores 40 points as Milwaukee beats Boston in overtime. Drew Holiday's demonstrated just why he's heading the All-Star game for the first time in a decade. Holiday matched a career high 40 points and made the golden three-pointer with 25.2 seconds left in overtime. Boston Celtics beat the shorthanded. Milwaukee Bucks beat the shorthanded Boston Celtics 131-125 in overtime.
That was very fast.
It was exciting. It was an exciting game, actually, because Boston should have got their butts kicked, but Wisconsin native Sam Hauser played the game of his life by scoring 15 points and made a game-tying three-pointer with 3 seconds left to send it in overtime. And that was the game, and that's how that ended. And it's a middle-of-the-season game. It doesn't mean a lot, but it was exciting and very much going on Wednesday. What can I say?
Yeah, I mean, it's always great when the team that you like wins, right? We can argue a little regional bias there with the with the sports news.
And happy Nirvana out there on the Buddhist calendar. Today is Nirvana, so have a good day. It's Nirvana. You better have a good day. If you don't have a good day in Nirvana, boy, I don't know what to tell you.
In a following up on a story from last week, the Leeuwarden Museum had 11 pieces of ceramics stolen. And sadly, during this robbery, 7 were killed in a flight to sell these pieces.
7 were killed in a flight, an airplane flight?
Yeah.
And all the pieces got destroyed?
No, it says only 7 were destroyed. That's what it means. They were killed. 7 of them were killed. The translation is a bit awkward, yeah. But they did use the word kill for that. Okay. That's just weird sometimes. That's just weird. But several pieces were Chinese ceramics. Were described as world famous, and the perpetrators seem to have very specific knowledge about which pieces to steal in the ceramic museum.
Inside job.
Some of the presumed loot was found this morning in Dolstraat, close to the museum. So they stashed most of it away.
For bad thieves.
They're still looking for more information. So if anybody in the Leeuwarden area has seen something at all at the beginning of this month,
if you're stealing antiquities,
yeah,
you're an asshole. You're an asshole. If you're stealing antiquities, if your government's stealing antiquities, you're an asshole. If you're an individual stealing antiquities, you're an asshole. And then you break them. Morons. In this day in history, Susan B. Anthony was born. Galileo was born. The USS Maine was destroyed by a boiler fire, and we blamed it on Spain and started a war. Because we're warlike people. Leon Spinks defeats Muhammad Ali to become the heavyweight champion in 1978. Canada officially adopts that maple leaf flag in 1965. American cartoonist, animator Matt Groening, creator of The Simpsons, is born in 1954. An assassin's bullet meant for U.S. President-elect Franklin D. Roosevelt. In 1933, wounds Mayor Anton J. Cermak of Chicago, who died 3 weeks later. I did not even know about that. There's something you didn't know. I didn't know. I know there was FDR assassinations. I didn't know there was a mayor that died because of one of them.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
They never tell you.
Finally, in a more lighthearted story from Europe, German choreographer suspended after attacking a critic with dog feces.
Oh wow!
On Saturday evening, during the intermission of the premiere of Goek's full performance Faith, Hope, Love in Hanover, the choreographer is said to have called theater critic Wiebeke Hoster. According to Frankfurter Allgemeine Zeitung, for which Hoster writes, Goek threateningly asked the journalist what she was doing at his premiere.
Yeah? Wow.
The attack was in response to a negative review that journalists wrote about the performance by Goek in the Amar Theater in The Hague. The criticism was apparently difficult for the choreographer to digest. During the confrontation in the overcrowded foyer in Hanover, he allegedly accused the journalist of being responsible for visitors canceling his subscriptions. He then took out a bag of poop and hit Hustler in the face with it. The State Opera in Hanover apologizes for the incident and reports that the choreographer has been suspended and has been banned from performing. In a statement on the website, the theater writes that Huster's personal integrity has been compromised. In addition, the choreographer has caused enormous damage to the State Opera and State Ballet. And the director of the theater expects extensive apology from Goek in the coming days. What do you think about that? Throwing dog feces under criticism on criticizers.
That's pretty rough. Ha ha ha. I don't know. I don't have any good puns. I could say make real poop jokes, right? But it's just laying there for you. Well, that's the lighter side of the news, I guess. I mean, some people just can't take criticism.
Yeah.
It's part. I can't say you go into the arts at all and not be able to take criticism. People do that. I would just say, well, they're just not seeing what I'm trying to present.
Yeah. I was more interested in what the critic actually said, but
Yeah.
oh, here we go. The critic said he called the ballet boring and incoherent, and that visitors alternatively go crazy and die of boredom while watching. So she called it boring, and for that, she got dog feces put in her face.
Took the dog for a walk, sat there, humming along. All right, go on, Fido. Finish your business here. And that's a lot of planning went into that. Or you gotta have a friend that already has some dog crap for you to take.
Yeah, I'm more curious if he knew that she was gonna be there. Like he had dog shit in his pocket this whole time at his premiere, just for this. Like, I guess he was expecting her to be there. Right? So, what are you doing at my premiere? Good, because I had a plan, you know? Like, it's kind of very well orchestrated retaliation over your ballet is boring. People are going to fall asleep in the crowd.
Well, a lot of people just don't, they have a fragile self-image, so it doesn't take much.
All right.
A lot of people go get guns in this country.
Anything else on the U.S. side of news?
Well, we can do dog poop over guns. That's a good motto. But it probably doesn't sound so great, but, you know, if you get mad, just throw dog poop at people. You don't have to get a gun. No, I don't have any comments, really. I mean, like I said, it's Wednesday. It's the 15th of February. Winter just about over. Wisconsin has got no snow. They've closed the snowmobile trails. And Arizona's getting snow. Well, in the mountains, but Flagstaff, the roads are closed for a snowstorm. So, there you go. Wacky weather. And I don't have a little time clock in my thing. I don't know if we're running late or what.
We're at 31 minutes.
Okay. Well, I don't have a whole lot more.
Right.
A little lethargic. I must have been enjoying sleep too much because I'm really lethargic now.
Well, this
the word for the day.
Lethargic. I don't know when you're gonna stop talking.
Lethargic, everybody. Lethargic. Happy to remember.
All right. Well, this has been Allison with Before Coffee from Europe.
And lethargic Roger, trying to get going today on a Wednesday, February 15th.
Yeah,
Good
happy
morning.
Hump Day, and hope you have a great rest of the day, and I hope to see you tomorrow for some more exciting news from Europe and the U.S. Bye-bye.
That's all for now.
Be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and notify buttons, and follow our other channels, Toxic Alley, History of Gravy, and Scratchy Old Records.